KrebsFest came several years ago from an idea that we would have an exhibition to celebrate the legacy of Krebs, not just his work, but what it's meant for what we do now in the university and what our aspirations are going forward. So the idea with KrebsFest was to try to appeal to all sorts of different people from the age 2 to 102. And so there were lots of different activities, there were lots of different exhibits. So we had all the way through from the giant inflatable e.coli, which was hanging from the ceiling, first in the Winter Gardens, and then it made its way up to Firth Hall, through to people walking on custard, which was a fantastic activity, and so many people did it and nobody drowned, which was a positive. A sort of subtext of the festival was hidden worlds, so things that you wouldn't ordinarily see. So we had cheese mites, which inhabit the outside of many cheeses. And these were quite revelatory to a lot of people, I think, who had no idea that these little beasts were there on the cheese that they were eating. We had sort of more scientifically based things, so we had lots of microscopy showing things that you couldn't otherwise have seen. We also had several videos and a video game commissioned, and these were fantastic because these were actually projected onto the wall of the quadrangle of Firth Court. So this is a huge screen. So we had abstract videos as well as Krebs-based video, and then we had a video game. And the video game, we really wanted to do something experimental which nobody had done before. So we had the entire crowd playing out the battle between bacteria, pathogens, and our white cells, our phagocytes, trying to kill them off. And the way that we did this is we had half the people in the audience being phagocytes and half bacteria, and they were all waggling glow sticks of different colours to play out this battle of the immune system. And of course, at the end of the day, there was a message, because we sprinkled in some antibiotics and showed that antibiotics sway things in the favour of us. And then we had antibiotic resistance and showed that, of course, at the end of the day, who wins? The bacteria. So it was very important for us to have a legacy of the festival. And these are the artworks which we've commissioned. So first of all, we have a portrait of Sir Hans Krebs, which now hangs at the entrance to Firth Court. And this has lots of allegorical meanings to it as well. And so there's a lot of information within this painting, and I think it's a really a fantastic thing for the university to have. The second artwork is a Glass Mitochondrion, and this was designed by Luke Jerram and was produced by a glass blower, and in fact this was the last piece of artwork that the glass blower made before he retired. So this is a unique piece, and I think it's an extraordinary piece of glass. And I think it works on multiple levels, because you look at it and it is a mitochondrion once you know what a mitochondrion is. If you don't know what a mitochondrion is, you probably therefore wouldn't recognize it. But simply as a work of art, it looks fantastic. It's double skinned with these funny tubes inside, and how it was made is totally beyond me. And it now sits in a museum case as you enter Firth Court, and it really alters the vista as you come into that building now. And the third piece of artwork is the Krebs Cycle. So this is a figurative painting of the Krebs Cycle, and this was done by another excellent artist, Florence Blanchard. And this is hanging next to the stairs as you come up into Firth Court. And this is not meant to be a literal representation, but simply to show the process of the Krebs cycle, but the way in which the intermediates change, but also the energy that comes out of it. And the energy is actually shown by gold leaf, diamonds of gold leaf. So I think it also works at multiple levels. And I think these artworks are things that we're really proud of, because I think these were always something that we wanted to do as a permanent legacy, and also to celebrate the fact that Hans Krebs was in Sheffield. At the outset, what we wanted to do was to get across the university and what the university does at multiple levels. And it was such a surprise that if you went out and asked people in Sheffield who Sir Hans Krebs was, most people didn't know. Even people who had to learn the Krebs cycle didn't know that Sir Hans Krebs had been in Sheffield. So that was important for us, to get the message across that actually Sheffield should celebrate Sir Hans Krebs. But more than that, also that people should know what the university does. University is not just a teaching establishment, it's also a research establishment. And it's our duty, and it's what we should be doing, is actually to get this across to people exactly what goes on here and why people should support it.